Right, so what is going on everyone? Welcome back to the channel on this week's video. Today, as promised, I'm coming at you with a full day of eating. This is what I've been eating for the past, I'd say, 4 or 5 weeks to the tail end of my off season, beginning of my health phase as we begin to move into my first prep. So this is a lot of food, disclaimer, quite high protein, quite high carbs, and I wouldn't say high fats, but quite a good amount of fat as well. So not just anyone should eat this. If you're thinking, oh, I want to get big, don't just jump straight to 3,000 calories. Find out what your baseline is, find out what you're eating now, see how that's affecting your weight, and then tailor it up or down, depending on if you want to get bigger or lose some weight. That being said, I'm not gonna talk too much on that. If you want help finding out your goals, reaching your goals, nutrition, diet, support, all that stuff, I'll leave a link in the description below, both to my Instagram page and my email. If you want to get in touch with me regarding anything coaching wise, shoot me a message on either one of the two, and we can talk, we can get things sorted out. So we are moving on to meal one. Got the fry light. This will be your best friend when it comes to food. And then we have meal one, which consists of 150 grams of cooked weight, 5% fat, lean beef mince, 4 eggs, there's only 3 in there, so I'm gonna get an extra one out, as well as 1 bagel. There is a second part to my first meal, so I'm gonna quickly take you through that now. I have 100 grams of oats. I have mine in powder form, just as easy to get it down. In the first meal, I'm eating quite a lot of stuff, so the last thing I'm gonna be doing is eating 100 grams of solid oats, so 100 grams of these instant oats. From my protein, links in the description below if you wanna shop my protein, use my links and my code to help me out. We top it off with 4 rice cakes and a little bit of peanut butter. What I've been doing is just using 8 grams per meal, and then on the meals where I usually have peanut butter anyway, I just add an extra 5 grams on top of that, just to add in a little bit of fats to make the carbs stick, but also not too much that we increase the total calories too much to the point where we start getting fat and not gaining weight to grow muscle. So that being said, I'm going to get this on the pan and I will catch you all when it's done. Okay, now it's time for the oats. Like I said, I do 100 grams. Okay, so I've managed to spill some of it, but here we are. I'm gonna mute this part. Okay, so here we have 100 grams of oats in the shake. So, have this, 4 rice cakes and 8 grams of peanut butter. The total macros and calories will be on the screen for you here. And I'm gonna get this down meat and I'll catch you all for meal 2. Okay, so we are back for meal 2. I've just finished cooking it. We've got chicken and rice. What I didn't show you in meal 1, but what I do with all my meals is I add some salt. I usually weigh it out just over 1 gram of salt, but for the purpose of the video and not wasting time, I'm just gonna put some on now. This salt shaker is a fantastic addition to the kitchen, to my full day of eating. It makes it a lot easier. So I've got the chicken and rice there. That is not all I have. I have 100 grams of pineapple. I have it as a source of fruit, carbs. It has aiding properties in digestion. And for my fats, I have 20 grams of peanut butter, which I used to do. If you watch my previous full day of eating, I used to have 16 grams of peanut butter and I'd put it on with a little bit of my rice just to whip it up, just to add something to the peanut butter, so you're not just eating peanut butter. And I don't really fancy the satay chicken. But now I have them on my rice cakes, as you would have seen obviously in the previous meal. I have rice cakes. I told you I'm up to 4 rice cakes a day, or 4 rice cakes a meal, sorry. So I have 6 meals, that's 24 rice cakes a day. And I'll just spread that on that. That is all for meal 2. What I'll do as always is leave the macros and the calories up on the screen for you here. And then I'll catch you all for meal 3, which when I have this one is my favourite meal of the day, so I'll catch you then. Right, so we are back from the gym, and that only means one thing. It's time for meal 3. This meal 3 is my higher day version of the full day of eating. On my other day, I just have a shake with some carbs. I'll show you that in the next clip. But this, yeah, like I said, this is my higher day version. So what we've got is a higher carb post-workout meal in the form of cereal. I've got some Tesco chocolate malt wheats. These are basically the Tesco version of chocolate shreddies. In my opinion, they may actually be nicer than shreddies. They're a lot thicker and get a nice crunch out of them, so they don't go as soft and soggy as the chocolate shreddies do. But the GOAT, Wheatos, my all-time favourite cereal has to be Crave. Crave, it's called, but I call them Craves. My plan is any low-fat cereal, so these two are low fat. Basically, to know if it's low fat, you'll check to see if the fat thing is green. If it's green, you're good to go. If it's orange or red, then you stay away from them. So Wheatos and Choco Malt Wheats. We'll just call them chocolate shreddies for the purpose of the video. So what I have is 150 grams of carbs from cereal, from low fat cereal. So what I've gone for is these two, I mixed them together. I have 100 grams of these and 95 grams of the Wheatos, so 195 gram total. So we finished that one. But organisation is key, so we've got another one on hand, ready to crack open. Okay, so 100 grams of these. I'll switch out the bowls because this is only a small bowl. I'm not sure if you can actually see the bowls on the screen, but as long as you can see me and what I'm telling you, shouldn't matter too much. Okay, 95. So as my liquid base, I don't have milk. I have a protein shake, which I put in the cereal as liquid base. And what we have got is my protein cereal milk in pack whey. So we've got 25 grams. So that is that. What I do is I personally fill this shaker up just above halfway. So 600 ml, I'll fill it to about 300, 350, just below 400 with water. And that will be what I pour into the bowl for my cereal. However, that is not it, because what I've had added to my plan as of recent is rice cakes. So obviously, if you have a rice cake, if you've ever had a rice cake, they don't fill you up at all. It's like eating air. So what I've done to get those extra calories in, I think it is 6 grams of carbs per rice cake. So what I'm having at the moment is 4 per meal, as you obviously would have seen in the first 2 meals. I'm filming this before I filmed the rest of the full day of eating, as I was planning to do it on a day where I wasn't having this post-workout cereal. So like I said, the four rice cakes, I still have that with my high day. Obviously thinking about it now, you would have seen me do this in the first 2 videos, so I won't take you through it again. I'll just give you a quick look at what we're working with, and then I'll catch you all for the next meal. Okay, so as promised, I'm going to take you through my other post-workout meal, when in reality it's the post-workout shake. Like I mentioned before, on those 2 days I'll have post-workout cereal, and then the other 5 days of the week will be this shake. So what this shake comprises of is 50 grams of cyclodextrin carbohydrates, and 25 grams of whey protein. So that'll be my shake. Okay, now for the protein. And that is 25, so that is that. And then obviously a common theme for this full day of eating, as you would have seen in all 3 of the previous parts of the video, we've got rice cakes. Again, 4 rice cakes with peanut butter. In this one, similarly to meal 1, we're gonna have 8 grams of peanut butter. So what I tend to do is make them into a sandwich. I'll put 2 rice cakes together with obviously peanut butter in between them. So I'll put 4 grams per rice cake sandwich. It kind of makes a thin layer. When I say thin layer, it's thin, just to make eating the rice cakes not unbearable, of course, and getting some extra fats in as well. So this is my other meal 3, when I'm not having the post-workout meal. And oh, I nearly forgot, the macros for this one will be on the screen for you here, and I will catch you all for meal 4. Okay, as you can see from that little, I'm gonna pull this off, I'm gonna keep this on because I've got a headphone here. As you would have seen from the little time lapse, we've got beef, 220 grams of 5% fat beef mince, 100 grams of raw weight jasmine rice. You may have seen, depending on how quick the time lapse is, I had my four rice cakes with the peanut butter added, same as all the other meals, and then 50 grams of avocado to go with this part of the meal. I'd say on days where I don't have the cereal post-workout, this is probably my favourite meal of the day. So my second favourite meal that I have, I'm out, so I need to get another avocado. Get the last few grams for the meal. Okay, there we go, 50 grams total. And then the jasmine rice to finish. Okay, I'm gonna scrape the remainders out and eat off a spoon off camera, and I'll show you a little preview of what the meal looks like, and then I'll catch you all for meal 5. Right, so while the chicken is cooking, I'm going to take you through the rest of my meal 5. With the chicken, again, I'll have 100 grams of pineapple, 4 rice cakes, and of course the peanut butter with it. The peanut butter will be 20 grams again, but also, as you can see from what is on the kitchen top, we've got cream of rice as well. Because my calories are high and I'm eating 6 meals a day just to save time, rather than having to heat up and eat the cream of rice, I'm just drinking it. So I've got 120 grams of cream of rice. And what I'll do for you now is leave the macros and calories on the screen for you here. I've just gone a bit over 123, that makes 120. So that is that. And I'll catch you when it is done. Okay, so headphones on, it means we've been cooking, but we are done. We've got, again, between 230 and 240 grams of chicken here. It weighed in at 232, so it's a good amount. We've got the 100 grams of pineapple. I didn't show you in the last, I don't want to spill it on the floor, I didn't show you in the last meal, so I'll show you it here. And of course, the cream of rice, which I've shaken up. It's a terrible bit of downlight on my head here. See if I can move it out of the way a little bit. There we go. Okay, should be a bit of a darker, but it's a lot easier on my eyes. So, for the purpose of the video, I'm going to see this off. Cheers. Just to save your ears from the gulping and the downing of this cream of rice, I would have sped that up. But that is going to end it for meal 5. I will catch you all for meal 6, final meal of the day. Right, as you can tell from the darker aesthetic of this clip, it is night time. I'm fresh out the bath, little relaxing soak before we go and annihilate quads tomorrow. Approaching the end of my off season now, so approaching that time where we take things down a little bit, kind of deload, kind of detox, just get myself refreshed both physically and mentally before we begin the prep, just so that I don't gas out midway through the prep and I'll have that energy. Obviously I'm going to be there anyway, I'm going to do it anyway, even if I didn't have this break, but it only makes sense to have a little break just to refresh physically and not try and dig myself into a hole that I can't get out of, because it's only going to be represented in my physique by it looking worse for not taking that break. But that being said, we are on to meal 6, which is chicken. I've got 220 grams of cooked weight chicken, 90 grams of cream of rice similar to last meal, a wholemeal bagel similarly to meal 1. What I tend to do is have half the bagel with the chicken and the other half with peanut butter. I'm having 35 grams of peanut butter in my final meal, as I'm having those 4 rice cakes as well. So that 35 grams is split between the half a bagel and the 4 rice cakes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and eat the chicken first. I'll neck the cream of rice for all purposes of the video. So I'm going to do that quickly, and then I'll go and eat the chicken and one half of the bagel, and I'll come back and show you the final part of the meal. Kind of eat them separately so it's not all just laying around. Right, bottoms up. Again, that would have been sped up for your listening pleasure, so you don't have to listen to me gulp through that. But yeah, I'm gonna quickly get this done and I'll catch you for the second part. Right, so the final part of my final meal of the day, we've got the other half of the bagel, as every meal states, 4 rice cakes and peanut butter, 35 grams for the final meal. Obviously, extra fats at night to help prevent me from burning through all of the other nutrients, mainly the carbohydrates, overnight and waking up starving. As we're meant to be putting on weight, the last thing we need is to be waking up hungry. Okay, 35, that will do it. Going to spread the rest of the peanut butter across the rice cakes. The trick is, if you're using less peanut butter, is to make sure that 2 of them are done with enough peanut butter, and then you make a sandwich. Obviously it will spread over to the other side of the rice cake sandwich. But in this meal, because I've got 35 grams, there's a bit extra going spare once I've done the 2 rice cakes and the bagel. Put the rest to make. And so that is that. Just prop myself up here because that is going to end the full day of eating and the video for this week. Just quickly, I'm going to put the macros and the calories for this final meal on the screen for you here, while I say thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like on the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are 4 weeks out from the beginning of our prep. Well, depending on when we start at 20 weeks, between 20 and 16 weeks. And part between that, so between 4 and 6 weeks out of prep for my first ever bodybuilding show. So be sure you're subscribed, be sure you've got that notification bell on so you don't miss any of my uploads, because you do not want to miss the journey. This is going to be my first season. So I'm going to take you along the journey with me, every little thing, every up, every down, all of the pain, blood, sweat, tears and anguish that I'm going to have to go through to get absolutely inside out peeled, ready to bring my best self to my first time on stage. So be sure to get involved. Also, the total macros for the day will be on screen for you here. This one, firstly, will be with my cereal day. And now that a little bit of time has passed, this one here is going to be my one where I have just a shake instead of the cereal as my post-workout meal. There's a slight difference, obviously 150 grams of carbs. We'll just call it that, plain and simply. And if you just take it on average and we don't count any of the other nutrients that are in the cereal, just take it for its carbohydrate value, 4 calories per gram of carbs. So 150 by 4 is 600, so an extra 600 calories just as an average between the 2 meals. Obviously you'll see the total difference anyway, because obviously the cereal is not just carbs, it has some protein in and some fats in as well, so that'll make up the extra difference between the extra disparity between the 2 total calories. Yeah, that is going to end it for this week. Again, thank you all for watching and I will catch you all next week. For now, I'm out. Sweet.